Hey, hey, welcome back to Mostly Wizard with Nick and Billy. I'm Billy. That's Nick. How's it going, Nick?
I'm good, buddy. I'm glad that we got to schedule some time to talk about some stuff going on, especially when everything's about to come out with like their last episodes or almost last
Yeah, man.
episodes, and then right before May. So yeah, it's a good time.
Lots of stuff. Seasons go quickly, like really, really fast. Like I know we don't talk about the pit very often, but I always mention it. And like 15 episodes, those flew by. A 15 episode season. I miss like the 24 episode seasons of old TV. But
Yeah, no kidding.
yeah. Yeah, I don't know. As much as I love old TV, it was shit and it was shittier writing and like filler episodes and stuff. So like that's what we got to deal with these days. But we're not totally here to talk about all that. We've got a few things on tap here. We're gonna start off talking Maul, Shadow Lord. I always forget the title of that. Um, yeah, like we've talked about in the past, I love Star Wars animation. This is kind of a continuation of we had the Clone Wars series, and then the finale of the Clone Wars series once Disney Plus came around, and then they transitioned that into Bad Batch, and now this Maul Shadow Lord. While it's not directly, ongoing story from Bad Batch, it does feel kind of like timeline wise, this is a continuation from Bad Batch event.
Well, it's supposed to take place like I think like in the last season of Bad Batch, because I was looking
Okay.
this up, like what the
So there's
time frame.
overlap.
Yeah, like so it overlaps with it. Maybe like season 4 and season 5 or something. I think it said, but
All right.
it's like a year or so after the Empire's taken over. I guess it
Yeah,
is.
so it's still during that transition. And I think that's why, like in my head, it's kind of around the same time, or like directly after, or overlapping with Bad Batch. But
Hmm.
yeah, like so we got kind of the start of this. Like I really dig the where they're off to with the storyline. We have this kind of like police sector and Two Boots, the
Effective.
droid, yeah, kind of selling him out, and I really like that detective. That's that guy from that Civil War movie. He was one of the reporters,
Hmm.
and then yeah, really like the lizard guy, which the Jedi Master lizard guy. That's the voice of the insurance guy that
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
progressive
yeah, yeah,
insurance or whatever.
yeah.
Um, yeah, love the character design. Like I pointed out to you, like I love his lizard nose. It looks like an upside down Jedi symbol. So like
Yeah.
fallen Jedi, that sort of motif. Really like where they're going with the Twi'lek character. You can kind of see her going down to or being tempted by the dark side early on, and no doubt in my mind she's going to turn into Darth Talon, or not Darth Talon. I
I
yeah,
think you're right. Yeah, Darth Talon.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right.
The reason I balk at that is because like Maul's not a Sith right now. So for her to get the Darth title, he would have to give that to her. So he would have to embrace the dark side again. So maybe he does that. Maybe that's kind of where this season is leading towards. Is like,
Well, I thought it was more like um Ahsoka is a light side user, but she walked away from the Jedi, uh, order, just like Maul is a dark side user and walked away from like the Sith order.
right.
Um, so yeah, I mean, from what I understand is that this was originally supposed to be like what the sequel trilogies were going to be
Yeah.
about. And if I were to think of how that would go down, I would think that just Darth Maul would just take, the title of Darth back and just,
That's what I'm
then take
saying though. Like right now, he's like, no, I am not a Sith. Like the Sith are, I want to take down Palpatine. He's a bad guy. So like
Well,
he's
yeah.
against the Sith right now. So at some point, if we're gonna get Darth Talon, the named Darth Talon, for her to get that name, Maul has to give it to her, and Maul has to be re-embracing the Darth Maul moniker, and he's not Darth Maul right now. That's the reason the series is
I
called
don't
Maul Shadow
I
Lord.
don't I don't think he's ever gonna be Darth Maul again because that's what I'm saying. Like if they had actually moved forward with this as the sequel trilogy after Palpatine gets murked by Luke, that's when Darth Maul is like, or excuse me, Maul is like, "Hey, I'm gonna take the Darth mantle back," and just starts calling himself Darth Maul. That's kind of what I was going with that, and
Yeah,
then my apprentice, you are now Darth Talon. You know what I mean?
yeah, I guess.
Either
Timeline
that,
wise, that
or
doesn't match up in my head though.
either that, or somehow there's like some backstory that we don't ever get to see with Palpatine, and you know, dubs her Darth Talon at some point.
He does. Yeah, I never thought about that. Cause
Good,
yeah,
I don't
that's
know.
so like you texted me initially after this episode. Who did we think? Who did I think the person on the other end of the message was? Because who is it? Not Maul, Merrick, Merrick,
Inquisitor
the
Mary.
Inquisitor. Yeah, he kneels down and calls somebody Lord, and so like, is that Vader? Is that Palpatine? Is that who could that be? I think
It's
it's
got to
either
be.
Vader or Palpatine, but
It's got to be Vader. I
yeah,
don't think the Grand Inquisitor was the Grand Inquisitor at that time. I don't know.
yeah.
I don't remember. Did they have the Inquisitors in the Bad Batch?
In the Bad Batch, no,
I didn't think
I
so.
don't think so. But yeah,
Yeah,
this is
I
like early onset of that, and like we haven't that dude with the scary like kind of like I don't know bird mask or whatever it is that we've seen in animation. He was in the Ahsoka animated. Uh, he's one of the Inquisitors, and he's gonna be appearing in this.
Bird Mask.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. He looks like an Inquisitor. He's like all in robes, but there's like this skull. It's like a skull bird, like a skeleton of a bird mask type thing. It's like
I'm
the
gonna look.
first brother or something like that. I don't know what his name is.
I thought that was
Ahsoka killed
Merrick.
him, huh?
I thought that was Merrick. He was the
No,
first
Merrick's
brother.
the dude with the helmet.
Yeah, and he's like the first brother, right?
I don't know.
Merrick.
Maybe.
Merrick Inquisitor. There we go. He is the first brother.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So
So
he ends up dying at some point
yeah,
because
turn into a fart monster.
yeah, yeah.
Uh,
So outlook doesn't look good for him in this series. And then let me see the Inquisitor. Inquisitor. Star Wars.
oh, I
Birdman.
can't. I'm looking up the name too. Uh,
Is it the fourth sister?
no, it's this. Can I screen share?
Yeah.
Screen share. Allow. Go. Google.
Or is it the big dude?
This is who I'm talking about. This.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah, I can't remember the Inquisitor like what the name is.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah.
but yeah,
Okay.
that one is appearing in the series. The sixth brother, reworked version of the sixth brother. So anyway, regardless, how do I stop screen sharing? Stop. I think there's potential for like I want to know more about that. That's the reason I bring it up is I hope this series brings more clarity to the first brother and who this dude is, and how it all kind of crosses over. I don't know. What do you think about any other thoughts on Maul?
I mean, well, I think it's gonna be Vader that we see the dude talking to, and then we're gonna get. I mean, if not this season, maybe next season. Darth, Maul versus Vader, because they got to do
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
And then I think with this, it's they have put so much time and money into the animation. I just want the score to kind of reflect that, and it has at times. It has.
Dude, the music in this is the best it's ever been. Are you kidding me?
I'm
The
not saying
Kiners
it's not.
are
I'm
killing
saying, in my opinion, I think at times it could be better. Just like there's stuff that it's not. They're not hitting. Like, okay, so here's my example. When we first get introduced to Maul, they do a callback to the freaking Duel of Fates, and like it's like what, and then you don't really kind of hear anything like as cool as that for
Yeah, but
like
you
a
gotta
while. And
tease
it's
it.
like, come on, man.
No, you
So
gotta tease it. That's the whole thing is you can't play the whole song. The whole song, me, that's a moment in cinematic history. You know, that the Duel of the Fates should only mean, you've seen uh Dave Filoni's whole explanation of that. It's the fate of this
mhm.
boy's soul. Is he gonna get the father that he needs or Obi-Wan, the brother father, that he is gonna lead him down towards the path that we all see. That's that moment specifically. So like Maul coming back in, you hear that as a callback to that moment, but you can't hear the whole freaking song. That would be so corny. That's why like
Well,
that's why the
they
creatives, the higher ups do what they do and we do what we do, Nick.
oh bullshit. That's freaking
That,
bullshit.
no, that's the
I
difference
think
between
I
fan
think
fiction and like
I never
masterful
I
work.
never said for them to do the whole song, but I think that they needed to at times do cool like anytime Maul comes on the fucking scene, he needs to like be like some badass fucking
I think
like
they do a good
score or
job of
something like
that.
that.
I think they balance a good job without like beating you over the head with Duel of the Fates every time he appears. Like you can't
Well,
do
I'm not
that.
saying that, but like, they could
But
make
no,
something cool.
there was a moment in this last no, it was the second to last episode at the very beginning, and I forget. I think it's this music that was from Attack of the Clones movie, and oh man, it just was like it got me thinking like how good the music was. So I was surprised to see you saying you want more. Like I think the Kiner family, the that are doing the music for this. I always forget who. There's like a couple of brothers and a father, I think. Anyway, they're kicking ass on this series, so I'm loving it. That's my highlight of this so far. That and the artwork, like the backgrounds and the animation style. Like I saw some behind the scenes stuff where they did actual paintings of like
Right.
the city or whatever that they're in, and then like animate on top of that and make it look like it's alive. So I just
Yeah.
really
That's
love
what it
this
kind of looks
animation
like for
style.
sure.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I can agree with that. Yeah, I'm looking forward to. I think there's only what 2 episodes left. I think it's two
Is it?
episodes left. Pretty sure. But besides that, I think what is gonna happen is, I mean, you can just tell that the only reason why he's in the series is her master is gonna get like killed, and she's gonna get go into a rage, and that's when she's gonna get like the taste of the dark side, and then Maul's
Right.
gonna like suck in on that and then harp
Mhm.
on that, and then you know she'll like seek him out at one point, and then he'll just start to nurture that, and that's kind of how this is gonna happen.
He'll
That's
get
my prediction.
he'll get out
Yeah.
his tattoo needle and start tattooing her face.
Right.
Her, give me your head tail. Let me tattoo that.
Right.
I'm looking
Right.
forward to that. Yeah, I hope they hold off on it for a while though. Like like, and that's what I love about Star Wars animation is they do hold off on things. They'll draw something out. Um, but like, and then when it comes, it's gonna be so perfect. Like once she has her turn to the dark side, or like,
Mhm.
go if they go to Dathomir. I think that's where the face tattoos, the body tattoos of the Zabraks come from. So like maybe he takes her there. I don't know. Very interesting stuff. And having said that, I would like to see more Dathomir, or a return, an episode or something on Dathomir. Just kind of
Mhm.
tie that into the new stuff that they're doing with Ahsoka, the Ahsoka live action series. So,
When's that coming out? Next
season
year?
two, I don't know. I don't know if it's this
Probably.
year or next year. Can't remember.
Yeah,
But
it's not
anything
this year.
else on Maul for now, or do you want to move on to Monarch?
Yeah, we can talk about some Monarch. I think it's got one more episode here.
Yeah, those
I definitely,
spin-off. penultimate episode of season 2 this past week. We have Titan X facing off against was it Godzilla or Kong?
Well,
Kong going into battle.
well, Godzilla, then Kong,
Yeah,
but
yeah, yeah.
they haven't Kong and Titan X. They didn't get the face off just yet. They're
Yeah.
about to. Um, but no, I like how it's become kind of they. I love how they like just filled in all these like they knew was a bad story for John Goodman's Bill Randa character from Skull Island,
Yeah.
and they're like, we got to figure out what to what this character's all about, and they have totally come full circle with it. Like they've completed his story. When they found in the last episode here his you know rift that all the rifts kind of go through, to get everywhere. They call it like a grand central station.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And they find all these canisters that he had been chucking in these other rifts, and they come out there. Um, and they got like Kikyo's, reads a note from him. So, he got his closure. She got his closure. His character is not like this, you know, just crazy
Yeah.
asshole.
Mhm.
So I really liked how they did him right with that.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
and I kind of liked how they tied I like how they tied a bow around this. As much as like some things need to be left open, I liked how they tied a bow around this, where they filled in all this stuff, and they, finally, showed how, Godzilla and all these other Titans are able to pop in over here and then show up over there by going through these rifts and stuff like that. And potentially, like, you're seeing one from like, that was just in 1965, and then all of a sudden it's in like, 1985 because it was down in Axis Mundi and popped out at like another rift. So I mean that's kind of cool. And I thought the only thing I hate is just this storyline with that character Kate. I hate this like stupid like whatchamacallit where she's like connected to Titan X. That's I don't like that. I thought that was dumb. But I can see that's where this is going, where she's just gonna be like, hey, come over here, like come on, come this way. I'm like psychically talking to you right now, and then like she's gonna
Well,
point in
okay.
the rift. And,
Yeah, so I didn't even think about like yeah, that is where they're going. But so I don't have much to say about this show. Like this season it kind of like didn't do it for me, to be totally honest. Like I'm not like not going to watch the show anymore, but it just kind of like showed me that like they don't really know where they're going with this show. They're just going to like try to like bring in monsters and like have
what
Godzilla.
they should have done.
Yeah,
I
I
don't.
don't know, but what I liked, so what you were saying just there, I was not looking at it from that angle. What I was looking at was it's kind of cool to see the founding of Apex, Apex Industries or whatever,
Hmm.
which is ultimately creates Mecha Godzilla in Godzilla v Kong, the movie. So anyway, like that neural connection is how they do that with Mecha Godzilla in that movie. It's kind of like the Pacific Rim kind of thing where they have neural connection to the big Godzilla monster thing. So I like that they're laying that foundation. I like the exploration of how Apex is coming in and taking over Monarch's operations. That's kind of the most interesting part of the show to me. Everything else is kind of like, oh my god, stop talking. There's just so much talking, and like I like the Bill stuff is fine. I don't know. Like I keep honestly waiting for like and then Bill went on an eating binge, and that's how he became fat like John Goodman. Like no, not to besmirch John Goodman, but he was heavier set. And
Yeah.
like this Bill doesn't look a thing like him. So like when did he start eating? Like when did he like go sit on a couch and just like get really into football for a while? Um,
Oh, we'll give Bill Randa a break.
Yeah, I know. I There's the suspension of disbelief that I can go along with for a while, and I was able to do that totally in season one. Like I saw glimpses of John Goodman in that character, but like this season, it's just kind of like, okay, I see how you're tying in the filling in the gaps, filling in the gaps. That's the term I was looking for. But just I don't know. Overall, it's not doing it for me.
Well, yeah, I mean if they did do more monster fights, it would be a whole lot better. And I think that that's kind of what they're just doing. I understand that you said they don't have a plan. I think they do have a plan, but they should just be doing monster fights. They should make it a whole lot better
Yeah,
because again, we're not going to have this,
but
filler stuff with just a whole bunch of conversations and stuff. And I get that. They needed to fill in some backstory, but I I don't. I liked how they kind of explained some of it, but I don't think they needed to take an entire 2 seasons to like figure out like, hey, this is the rift, system that they go through,
yeah.
and it's on Skull Island. Well, duh. I mean, like I should have. Of course, it should have been on Skull Island. I don't know. They could have always been looking there. That's where they were at in the start of this season, but. I thought the only real stupid stuff was just the trio love triangle crap. I it didn't really. It was
So
why do we need this?
yeah, that's just like filler. That's what I mean though. Like so, like I don't think they have a plan in this show. Like what plan do you see other than like let's establish
So
Grand Central
what?
Station, let's establish the founding of Apex and how Monarch contributed to that, but also
Well, I think where this is going, I don't know if they're gonna do another season of it, but what they are gonna do is in the 80s when Lee Shaw comes back from the Axis Monday, like young Lee Shaw, there's supposedly going to be like a Monarch Red or something like that, where he is doing a whole bunch of stuff with like within the Soviet Union, during the Cold War, and then he ends up in the mental asylum where they drug him up and stuff like that, and that's where he kind of grows old. But if they do another season of this, I can see this going as either they're going to somehow bring Hiroshi back because, like I said, it was just dumb. I hate how they're like just okay, so we're going to use the Access Monday now as like a time machine, and we're going to bring back Hiroshi somehow. So if they do something like that, it might be like the next season is that, or it's going to be like the year because like right now I believe it's 2018, and then the next year in 2019 is Godzilla, King of All Monsters. That's when Ghidorah comes, and everything is just completely changed. So if they do something, I think after that, if Monarch wise, it would be between 2019 and like I think the next one is like 2023 when Godzilla v King Kong comes out, and you have this gigantic jump in technology between
yeah.
King, you know what I'm saying, between 2019's King of All Monsters and Godzilla v Kong. And supposedly it's all because of Apex's technology being integrated into Monarch's. But at the same time, it's just like, how did you guys like, get in? How do you have flying cars all of a sudden, and flying ships and anti
Yeah.
gravity this and all that stuff? So, I think if they were to do something, maybe if there was going to be next season, it would be something like, yeah, we're going to bring back Hiroshi, or it's going to be like some adventure between 2019 and 2023, and I don't really see it going past the third season. I don't know. I
Yeah,
mean,
it's
I could.
definitely another season, but like, yeah, 4 seasons. I don't know. Yeah, I could see a time jump. I didn't think about that, but like, yeah, if they're in 2018 now, maybe they jump forward to 2020 or something.
Right, and then like have an adventure before Godzilla v Kong or something.
Yeah, they have to kind of like. I think that's what I need them to do in season three is like reground me in like the whole timeline of events. Star Wars. We had very clear, the Empire's in control. This is after the fall of the Empire, or this is before the rise of the Empire. So like, give me some grounding that way, like in the show. Like I know where we're at, but like, let me feel it. Like I'm just kind of like, is this connected? Like, like they'll have a flashback to the San Francisco attack, and it's like, okay, I like those flashbacks because it's like, okay, this is grounding. I need more
Hmm.
of that. I need flash forwards to Godzilla v Kong, or like tie-ins somehow, and not like beat you over the face tie-ins, but just like a little thing, like the flying car, like, oh, this dude over here is working on a flying car, and then I don't know.
Yeah.
That sounds fun.
Well, they introduced that chick who's the the adopted daughter of the head of Apex, because like in Godzilla v Kong, you have like the daughter who Isabel in Monarch talks about, like, oh yeah, they adopted me, and then like a year later they had, I can't remember her name, but and then I was like, old news. She said, so I think that's like kind of what she's trying to like do, is like prove herself to her dad or
I
something.
don't
But
know. It's people stuff, and it's boring. Give me more monster fucking
she wants to make a time machine or something, and it's
yeah.
like, come on, we don't need time stuff. Well, I guess this is dealing with time stuff, but whatever. But I think it's kind of stupid. If Hiroshi died, he died. So
Yeah.
don't go back and
I don't like bringing people back. Like, yeah, it lowers the stakes and everything. Like, find
it
new
does.
stakes. Yeah.
It does lower the stakes, but
All right. Anything else on Monarch, or should we switch on over?
mm, yeah, let's keep going.
All right.
What what else do we have? We got
One again.
Daredevil. Was there not something else? No, it's just Daredevil, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's about to be over too. Isn't this on like the last episode or second to last episode?
I don't actually know. I think.
It's on the last episode, yeah, because they had a pretty big showdown this last one. So
Yeah.
I'm
So
pretty sure it's
yeah, just kind of like setting the stage where we're at. Like, Vanessa's dead now. Which, I say it like that because like, did we need a whole episode with her, coming back for a little bit and then dying? I thought that
no,
was
we
a little
didn't.
weird. I don't think we
Yeah, we
did.
didn't. No, we
I
didn't.
think they could have written this out a little bit better. Like, not had like had the fight end a different way. The previous episode with the boxing match, have that end a different way, and then like maybe cut to her getting hit in the head or something. But like, the way they ended that previous episode, it's like, oh, she's dead. She's dead.
He
But then she
did.
comes back and has this like weird pineapple thing, and I don't
And
know.
then the doctor who is like a sycophant for Fisk, and then he's just like, I was like, dude, you're the biggest idiot in the world if you're
Yeah,
gonna go talk to him right
do
now.
not
And of
touch that
course,
man's shoulder.
yeah, he's
But
got,
yeah, like, dude's gonna go fucking crazy now. Like, he's gonna like, institute the like, tell
well,
his crew to go off.
well, I mean, this is his rebirth. This is his, well, not rebirth. This is his birth, man. Like this is where Fisk is no longer there,
Yeah,
and the only thing that is going to remain is Kingpin.
yeah,
This is like where, because the only person that was keeping Wilson Fisk as Wilson Fisk and in check was Vanessa. So I mean, that's kind of how I view this. It's this is where he is going to go off, but I kind of thought it was kind of strange that Daredevil would go in there and make that offer to him, just walk away and I won't come after you. It's like, what? It's
yeah.
like, you're not going to go after him? Like, he just did all this stuff and you're not going to hold him to justice? Like, what the heck? So I thought that was kind of weird, but
That fight was badass. Seeing Daredevil and him fight, that was
mhm.
awesome. The action scenes in this show are phenomenal. Um, yeah. So like, going back a little bit though, I say like, I'm excited to see Fisk go off, but like, what does that even mean at this point? Like, we've seen the dude like smash somebody's head in like a car door. We've seen him, like, blow people's brains out left and right, smash
Right.
that dude's head in. Like, yeah, Vanessa was his connection to humanity, but like, what did that do? he was still a complete monster. So like, how's he gonna be more of a complete monster? Like, what do you expect?
Right. Yeah. I mean, I don't know, because like right now it just kind of seems like it's all over. Like everything, it's all over. Like the governor or governess is, I guess it's just the governor. She's pulling the charter for the port, so he can no longer use it. So that was the whole big thing there.
Yeah.
Um, I know that Matthew Lillard's character, that CIA agent, is made a deal with that underling of Fisk. I can't remember her name, but pretty much what's going to happen is that this is what I think is going to happen is Daredevil is not he's going to hold and he's not going to be like, I can't kill you. And then all of a sudden Matthew Lillard's character is going to come in there and he's the one who's going to I don't think I mean, to be honest with you, I don't think they're going to kill Fisk. Like, he's just an iconic villain that is supposed
Oh,
to,
he's not gonna die.
he, yeah, he's supposed to be like a villain that goes on. So I don't think he's gonna die, but something's gonna happen. But I think it's gonna be Matthew Lillard's character that's gonna do it, or his like connections or something. But either way, though, like he's gonna get back, with this little back deal that he did with Fisk's underling. He's gonna get his guns back,
No.
and so Fisk really has nothing. And the city of New York is literally rioting right now, and they're going to overtake the task force people. So that's going to be over with. But I mean, again, I really don't see where else this is going. Except
Well,
for like some final battle. I don't know. I don't
so
understand how he's going to gain control again. Like.
yeah. So couple things. I think so. The task force. I just kind of jumping ahead. Like where I see things going, the task force is going to turn into Department of Damage Control or get like absorbed into some sort of like new entity that goes after like vigilantes, but like is then going to become. I think the big story Marvel, it's all gearing towards like the mutant saga. So like
Oh yeah, yeah.
like vigilantes as a first wave of like let's go against superheroes first, like mass vigilantes. Then let's go against the super powered mutant vigilantes. So going towards that, I see this Gestapo or whatever that Fisk has created, like moving, evolving, or being absorbed into something else. And
Right.
maybe we'll see that in Spider-Man: Brand New Day, something like that. Another missing piece from what you were saying is Vanessa or Allegra de Fontaine, Val. Yeah, I can't think of the whole name. Julia Louise Dreyfus. Um, so her and the weapons are connected. I think she's ultimately going to end up with those. And like, yeah, I think this whole so that's like big picture, but small picture, I think Fisk just his time as mayor is up and he gets ousted. I don't know. There's a couple of spoilery images out there as alluding to how this season ends, and I think basically like Fisk is just taken out of power and left in the dumps or whatever. I have you seen the picture of that what's his face from Defenders, Mike Colson, or Power Man posted of him and Matt Murdock. Matt Murdock is wearing something in particular that kind of gives something away about the end of this season.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want me to say it now?
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, it looks like Matt Murdock ends up in jail at the end of this season.
Why?
I don't know. He's already been unmasked that one time, and Fisk. Maybe how he takes down Fisk is he gives himself up as the Daredevil. But yeah, I think Matt Murdock's gonna end up in jail, and I hate that I saw that. It was actually an accident that I saw that on YouTube, a YouTube thumbnail. Somebody put that image on there, and I was like, oh,
I hope that's fake.
yeah, maybe it's fake. I don't know.
I hope it is.
But
I hope it
and
is.
then there was another photo of so these two photos that came out were from the filming of Daredevil Born Again season 3. so next season. And one was him in the orange jumpsuit, and then Wilson Fisk was walking on the sidewalk, totally separate, different scene. But he's just walking on the sidewalk, kind of looks like down on his dumps, and he's wearing like, he's got a big gray beard, like a big giant gray beard, and he's got a beanie hat on, big jacket. So like he's just kind of like out on his own, kind of like trying to rebuild. That's where I see him going after this season, and then Matt Murdock. I don't know, like, and that's the other thing. Like, I hate that I saw that photo because immediately when I saw him in prison clothes, I was like, oh, that's like in Brand New Day, Spider-Man's fighting a bunch of ninjas in a prison. So, duh, he's going to fight or going to break out Daredevil. That's obviously what
Okay,
the scene is.
that makes a little bit more sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I just don't. I just think it's like lame, but also it's like, okay, so he just stopped all this stuff, and then you're gonna arrest him? Like, get the
But it's
fuck
like
out of
the Dark Knight, like the ending of the Dark Knight. They're
here. Right. Right.
the city needs Daredevil to do what he needs to do to take down Fisk right now. He, the city needs Fisk gone, so Daredevil has to do whatever it takes, including giving up his own identity and going to jail in order to take him down. I think that's obviously what the ending is going to be. Like, and
So you think that
I hate that that's spoiled, but it is what it is.
so you think that Punisher, the reason why he's in Spider-Man Brand New Day is so he can point Spider-Man to where Daredevil is, so that
Maybe,
Daredevil can
maybe
deal with these,
the
what are
hand.
they called? The hand? Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
maybe. Like I think there's gonna be a lot of. I think
I
Daredevil's
don't
gonna
think
be.
I don't think Punisher is going to show up here in Daredevil.
Oh
That's
no, I
that's
don't think so either. I think
yeah.
Punisher. He has
Oh
that
yeah, that
special
that
show.
Punisher. Yeah, it's coming out next week or in like 2 weeks or something like that.
Yeah, yeah. So like that's gonna maybe have some sort of tie-in, or like just a little like stinger to like tie things in. But yeah, that this season of Daredevil Born Again, the Punisher one shot or whatever it's called, special presentation, and then Brand New Day. Like those are all kind of gonna connect at some level. So like I'm really looking forward to that. Um, yeah, I love the ground level New York, Spider-Man and Daredevil shit. Like this is my favorite.
So what do you think is going to happen with Bullseye? Is he going to become like just a vigilante?
That's a
Uh,
great question.
Superman?
I want to see more Bullseye.
I do too.
I want to see him be recruited by somebody, whether it's
Punisher?
Fisk.
Well, I guess he wouldn't do it. Punisher would murk him.
Yeah, Punisher wouldn't be on his side, and I don't see Bullseye going good. Like I just see him like I don't know. I could see him teaming up with the Thunderbolts for a little bit or something like that. Would be so cool. Him and Sebastian Stan. Sebastian Stan just being like, "You are a fucking psycho." You know? Like that would be great. But I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna do with him to be totally honest. Maybe he goes to jail too and helps Daredevil for a little while.
Yeah,
He could be
there's
his
there's
buddy.
cellmates. Yeah.
He could be the top.
Yeah.
What else is Daredevil? I feel like we're missing something. Anything with Karen or Foggy or
Well, not too much. I mean, it's just this whole season is just like all this is like a Batman Dark Knight story. You
hmm
know, it's
like No
it's
Man's Land kind of thing?
well, yeah, I mean, the whole message that that's why he like threw that crate at Karen to stop her from shooting Bullseye, so that she wouldn't cross that line.
Yeah.
And that's what he's doing is holding that line, which is he's trying to show that like, hey, we are better than that, and we have to show everyone that we're better than that. We can't cross that line like like Fisk and all these other people are doing, because once you do that, then where's like the law?
Right.
And like that's his whole thing. It's like standing up for the law, being that symbol, and that's what that you know speech was that swordsman gave him, that hey man, you're like this symbol now for everybody, and it's exactly this is exactly like Batman.
Yeah.
So
Like
it
done well. I don't think it's like a rip off or anything. Like it's just
yeah,
it's
yeah,
doing
no,
its
yeah.
own kind of take.
Right, right. And Foggy's like, I think that his parents getting killed in the alleyway, Bruce Wayne type moment, and that's why he, holds that line and stuff like that. So, it's his. I think it's going to tie into this whatever happens between this fight between him and Fisk, because, like I said, that's why I think that Matthew Lillard's character is going to show up and then do whatever you know needs to be done that Matt Murdock's not going to do. But
Yeah.
I I think it's, I don't know. When you told me that about that he's going to get arrested, I thought that was kind of. I still think that's kind of lame. I don't. Yeah, I don't think he should be
I know, I
arrested.
do too. I do too, man. I hope it's not true. Like it could be just like I don't know. It was very obviously a prison shirt that he was wearing. So are you
Right.
looking it
Right.
up right now or something?
I no, I haven't looked, but yeah, I'll probably just take a look right now. But yeah, besides that, though, I mean, either that, it would be cool because again, they still haven't explained like where the hell is Spider-Man? Like, what if Spider-Man just comes swooping in at the very last minute and just
Yeah,
like,
yeah. I think he's just in another part of town. I mean, I think that's kind of a lame explanation, but like if he's off his first year in college and Fisk is like in Hell's Kitchen raising hell, like he's not gonna like come home just for that.
hmm
And maybe that's part of what we see in Brand New Day is like with, we know we're gonna get some sort of montage in the beginning with Tarantula and Scorpion and all these like rogues gallery of villains of Spider-Man, and maybe that's what is overlapping with this season. Like he hears in the background while he's fighting all these people, like Fisk is taking over New York and doing all these things, but he can't get back to take care of that right now because he's taking care of other shit. So I don't
oh
know.
yeah, you're right. I can see it, and that's what it's saying on here too. Exactly what you said. It looks like an orange jumpsuit, prison jumpsuit. Ah, that's
Yeah,
so lame.
isn't that lame?
That is lame. All right, whatever. I'll reserve the lame because Daredevil has been a good fucking show. I mean,
Yeah,
I
dude,
like.
and like that's the thing. Like not every like like we were talking about in the beginning, like 24 episode seasons of shows, like and you get shitty episodes, and then you get like, oh, that was kind of a bummer of a season finale, but I'm looking forward to the next season. Like things like that. Like that's normal TV watching. Like not everything has to be like end game level, like blow your
Right.
mind. Like there's a big cameo at the last episode that's gonna knock your socks off. Like we don't need Luke Skywalker to show up at the end of Daredevil.
Oh man, it was so epic. I remember that. Me and you messaged each other like, oh my god,
I
they did
know. No, that is amazing,
it.
and that type of storytelling has its place. That is Star Wars. Star Wars
I
does
will
that stuff.
always remember that. I
Yeah,
will
dude, it was
always remember that.
phenomenal. But like we don't need that in every Marvel show. You know what I mean? So like maybe
Right.
this season kind of ends on a down note. Like in the meantime, we have other things to keep us, in the Marvel zeitgeist and like keep the anticipation and shit up. So
Why do you think that they nerfed Jessica Jones with her powers?
oh well, they kind of explained it real quick that just
Yeah, well, they didn't really explain it. They just said she had a kid, and then her powers go in and out.
yeah, just after childbirth, her powers have been going in and out. I,
Yeah,
I
but
think
like, why?
that's an intriguing little element.
But why though? Like, what's the point in behind? I think the only reason they did that is just to so that she was not as powerful and like added a layer of suspense here and there. But
Yeah, so I think probably that, and also though I think they are setting something up. Like like I don't know what they're setting up, but like she said, so and so is collecting supervillains to use them basically, or super powered individuals to use us. and her powers are cutting out and stuff. So like, I don't know. There's something there that I think is going to
Oh,
be.
you know what? That just reminded that was Val asked talking to her, wasn't it?
Was it?
That I mean, you brought Val up, and then I was like, wait,
So maybe that's
that
something to do with Sentry. Like, maybe they they took some blood or something. I don't know. I have no idea.
well,
I
I mean,
think
like
we're gonna
that.
learn
That
more about
I
it. So I
bet
like
that I
that.
bet I bet that was Val that was like, "Hey, come join the government," and she turned her down because she didn't explain. She just said that like, "Hey, people in the government were asking me to come join them," and then I said no, but other people, didn't. Not everyone said no. That's just
Yeah.
what I think what she said.
All right.
So,
Theory on why they randomly introduced this loss of powers thing. One, I think there's going to be something with Peter Parker also going on. Like we've heard little inklings like he loses his or he
oh
starts
yeah, yeah,
gaining
yeah.
abilities and stuff. So maybe he starts losing abilities first. We always see that sort of thing. The other thing is if we are building towards this mutant saga, what's really common in the mutant saga are those collars, that they put on, they
Oh
stand
yeah.
mutants all the time. So maybe they do that different and it's like it's not a collar but it's like a little thing on their neck that they don't notice and that's nerfing her powers a little bit. I really do
Okay.
think it's a story element because like there's no other reason. Like her
Right.
powers are just punching hard, so they could have had like it's not a CGI like cutback thing. Like I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that for sure. And then because then they do the same thing with Spider-Man. But Spider-Man has that storyline. We've seen before of him not, or his powers going in and out, and happened in like the animated series,
Yeah,
happened in the Tobey Maguire movie, and they're doing it now. But again, that would be a different take on it,
yeah,
I think, because that would be something that would tie in with, like the what should we call it, Trask.
yeah.
No, Trask would
Oh,
have been way before
Striker,
it. Like, yeah,
Striker.
yeah, yeah. Well, no, Trask is the one that was like the head of the Sentinel program, and but I think, from my knowledge, like in this timeline, I guess like he would have that would have already occurred. So I don't know, but maybe that's something to do with all that. Because again, I know that like the movement against mutants wasn't just against mutants. It was like superpowered beings and stuff
Mhm.
like that. So, maybe that it's all going to tie together somehow for some movie. It can't be for Doomsday though, I mean, because that really wouldn't make sense for Doomsday. But
No, I think after at some like we're gonna get the groundwork of what's next in Secret Wars. So like
Mhm.
Battle World. Um, I forget who it was that brought up this. So let's kind of transition. We only have a few minutes, like 10 minutes left. Let's transition a little bit into the CinemaCon talk and like the Doomsday trailer and Endgame re-release. Um, One thing that I heard, oh shoot, now I'm having a brain fart. I just thought about too many things. What were we talking about?
uh, the powers, you know, being going in and out, and how it might tie together with something coming up here, possibly, and Trask might be part of that, but no, he would have not have been because that would have
Oh,
already happened.
yes. So yeah, one thing that I heard, I forget, it might have been Colton Ogburn from Screen Crush, but somebody was talking about how in Secret Wars, yeah, Secret Wars, what if, or, you're in Battle World and you have all these desperate worlds that come in. And so you have like the old school X-Men and then like the old school Fantastic Four and the new Fantastic Four. Well, those three battle. Whoever loses, it's like the Matrix. Like if you die in the Matrix, you die in real life. So like if that team dies in Battle World, like that universe is then gone. And so
Hmm.
I think that's what the stakes are going to be in Secret Wars is like you'll have, Toby Maguire have to face off against, what's his face from Amazing Spider-Man, drawing a blank. what's his name?
Andrew Garfield.
Andrew Garfield. And those two fight, not saying this is going to happen, but if those two had to fight, whoever wins is the new Spider-Man moving forward.
Hmm.
Like so that sort of thing. And so that way, like the trash stuff hasn't necessarily happened in our universe in, whatever the sacred timeline ends up being. And
Right.
what?
Nothing. It's just there's so much like all tied in here in the
I know,
sacred
I know, I
timeline and
know.
all this shit. It's just like
But that's
fuck.
what Secret Wars. That's what I'm excited for. Secret Wars is to kind of like soft reset and kind of like streamline things so that like we have a shared history, and you can still speculate on like where the future is going and stuff. But like there's going to be more of a shared history. I'm repeating myself. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
So you think
But
this is Tom Holland's last hurrah as Spider-Man then?
no, I don't think so. I think he's going to do at least one, if not two more movies. I really think he's going to do another trilogy. This being Brand New Day being the first of either the Brand series or the new series. I think they're going to do the. I think it was dumb how they did the Homecoming, and then Far From Home, and then No Way Home. But I think they're going to do that again, like Brand New Day, and then like maybe New
The
Horizon.
next day and then the next day.
Yeah, so Day. That's like, are they going to do something with Day every time? But
What they
anyway, I
should
think he's going
do,
to do three
they should
movies.
do. I think like I was never a big. I didn't really watch the last Into the Spider Verse movie, but the only character I really liked was older Spider Man. Older Spider Man, I thought was
Peter
dope.
Parker.
Yeah, he with he's got a daughter and all that stuff, but like he's like the mentor. But at the same time, I thought like that is a pretty cool character for Tobey Maguire to play, and like a whole nother aspect to like a Spider-Man storytelling.
Yeah, man.
Old man Spider-Man, like that would be
Yeah, the bathrobe and everything.
that
Like
would be
that's
something cool. Like
so
that would be
cool.
cool.
And
So
like that's part of what I was gonna say is I could see Tom Holland taking on that old man, Peter B. Parker or whatever, mantle. Him and Zendaya having a kid. So like him going away for a little bit, and maybe Miles Morales comes
Zendaya.
or something. But yeah, I see Tom Holland sticking around in this role for a while. Like, or I see Tom Holland like the Hugh Jackman of Wolverine. Like Tom
Yeah,
Holland's
that's
always going to be
he's
Spider
not
Man.
even 30 though.
I know that's what I'm saying though. Like he's already so ingrained in the role that like he's going to go away for a little bit, but then always come back.
Okay. Okay. What
Because
about
I
Tobey
think the
Maguire
next
though?
iteration, I don't think they cast a new Peter Parker um, before they cast a Miles Morales. I'll say that.
Right.
That's my
I
hot
thought
take
they're
tonight.
don't they
I think
have him
we see
cast already or something?
I think we see Miles Morales before there's a new Peter Parker. Yep.
Yeah. I
No, he
can
hasn't been cast. There's been speculation and shit, but
yeah.
Sony has that character on lockdown, so it's not they need to make some deals before that actually happens.
Yeah. So as far as all that goes, I think it was pretty lame. They're coming out re-releasing. Like you got to watch Endgame
Yeah, I mean
all over again,
there'll
and
be a couple like little Easter egg scenes that'll be cool. Like whatever, dude. I'd love to go see Endgame in the theater again. I'm probably gonna go do
I
it.
mean, it's just a money grab to
Yeah,
me.
of
Like
course it is.
I think they could have just released that stuff on like Disney Plus or something like that, and
We
you
live in a
know,
capitalist society, Nick.
yeah. Well, I think it's pretty freaking lame. That's what
I
I think.
agree, but Bernie didn't win in 2010 or
Yeah.
2008. I mean,
Only if he did. Only if he did.
I know we
So,
did
but
three movies.
he um no, I just think it's stupid that they had to go back and add scenes just so
Yeah,
they can make the movie work.
I hope they don't add much. I hope they add an after credit scene, like which I think a perfect after credit scene they end with the sound of the clanging metal. Like, just transition that into a scene of Victor Von Doom making his mask, hammering his mask.
Mhm.
Like, that would be so dope. And then, like, in the movie itself, I don't know. I think they're gonna probably do something with Loki. You know how Loki absconds with the Tesseract. Maybe we see a little bit of. I don't know if they're gonna splice in like events of Loki, the series. Because like the whole thing is like if Doomsday is a sequel to Endgame, you have to make sure the audience is all on the same even keel. So like if you saw Endgame but didn't see Loki, you need to know that like Loki left, but now he's like in control. You know what I mean? So like
Yeah.
see them like skipping forward, like him going off with the Tesseract and then like cutting in a scene of him sitting at the tree holding the branches or something like that.
Right, 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 right.
But I hope
Well,
I really hope they don't do much.
yeah. So Punisher's next, like in a week or two, and then Mortal Kombat is in like a week or two, which I'm not. I'm hopeful, but I'm not. I saw the length of time it is, and it's like 116 minutes. So I'm not terribly hopeful because it's not too long of a movie. But you know, then again, though, it's just a Mortal Kombat movie, so maybe
I'm
that's
probably
right.
gonna wait till rental.
Right. I'll I'll see it, but my holdout here is Carl Urban,
Yeah,
Irving, Urban,
Irwin, yeah. Yeah, that movie looks
because
good. I like where they're
he's
going with it.
he's always in good movies. Like he's in good shows, he's in good movies. Um, and then Spider Man's at the end of the month, and I think that's it, really.
Mando and Grogu's next month.
Oh yeah. We gotta
Yeah,
take us to that
yeah. So
one.
like just capping off the CinemaCon news, like they saw a little bit, they aired a little bit of first 20 minutes or so of Mando and Grogu, and people are saying it's awesome. It's like like the realization that I heard somebody say was Mandalorian and Grogu, the TV show, looks cinematic. So everybody's saying like this movie looks like a TV show. It's just because you're used to seeing it on TV. Like
Yeah.
it's not like once you're there in the theater, like it feels good, is what people are saying from these first 20 minutes. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I'm hoping they don't tie. I hope it's not a big story. I hope it's a small story with a little nod to Thrawn, and I'll be
Oh
happy.
man, I hope it's tied in and Luke Skywalker and Han Solo and Leia are all in it
I hope
and
Ray's
Ahsoka
there.
and yeah, I want everybody to be in it. That's what I want. I want it to be just and then Thrawn is just gonna come goose stepping his way up there, and then everyone's gonna be like, "All right, here we go. Here comes the next saga," and everyone's gonna cheer. Woo! That's what I hope.
All right. Nick, I think that little rant there is a good place to end it.
All right, young Will Yum. All
All right,
right, I
everybody.
think so far this everything we've seen and talked about, I would give a mostly wizard to Maul, Daredevil, and well, Monarch will be at a wizard, but still,
Monarch
um,
is a not so wizard to me. Everything else this year is wizard. This is a wizard year.
not even mostly wizard.
No, wizard's above mostly wizard.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Then I'll give it a wizard too.
All right,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Thank you everybody for listening. If you've made it this far, don't forget to like and subscribe.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. We will see you back here next time.